All right. Okay, everybody. I believe that I'm live. Today is Sunday, so happy Sunday. And I'm in California, Los Angeles, working on, this is the beginning of the second draft meetings for NFPA 70. So, I'm, I'm in my room and going over, getting ready for materials, getting ready for the the items that we're going to be covering this over the next 2 weeks. So panel two meets this week, Monday through Thursday, I think it is. Panel 10 meets next week, but there's just a lot of stuff going on. So, all right, there we go. So, I just want to let you know that during this week, I am I don't know how often I'll go live, but I know I will go live. I'm going to try to get to it each day, so to give you sort of a recap of what I'm hearing during the meetings. If you go to, I should be able to do this. Testing this out, so I'm using a new system. I'm using eCam. So let's try this out. Yep. So if you go to www.nfpa.org/70next, and if you scroll down to the second draft meetings, there's all first draft. You'll get past the first draft stuff. There's your second draft meeting notices. So let's go back. Find panel 3. I don't know. Any panel, doesn't matter. Let's do panel 2 since we're going to be meeting next week. So here's the schedule. There's the schedule for the week. So panel 2 meets through Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So does panel 3 and 14. Panel 4 looks like they're going to probably get done on Wednesday. Panel 1, wow, there's a lot going on in the first week. Panel 12 and 11, there's just, there's a lot going on. So you got, and then look at this, they go through Saturday. So panel 11 is meeting Friday and Saturday. Panel 12 ends up on Saturday. 18 and panel 8, it will end up on Saturday. And oh my goodness, you get Sunday off. So that's a good thing. And then they start up Monday again. So you got 5 and 13. 5 and 13, 7, 9, and 16. And then through Saturday, you've panel 10 starts Thursday through Saturday. So it's there's a lot going on. I don't know any better way to put it, that there is a lot going on this week for second draft meetings. So you had the first draft in January. Now we're going to finish up second draft. And the way the process goes, once we get done today or this week or these next 2 weeks, there will be a chance the second draft results will be published. I'll tell you when. What's nice about the website is it gives you the process. Second draft public comment, second draft report will be March 21st of next year. So March 21st, 2025, we will post the results of the second draft meeting, because what has to happen after these 2 weeks, then the coordinating committee has to meet, and all that jazz. And then the annual meeting is in June. I'm not sure when motions of NIPMAMs. Oh man, they don't give you much time. So March 21st, they published the second draft. The NITMAM closes April 18th. Notice of intent to make a motion. The motions will be posted, the NITMAMs will be posted May 16th of next year, and then the annual meeting is in June. So remember, if you think about the process, you have the first draft to make a change, the second draft to make a change, and then you have the annual meeting to make a change. So throughout that entire process, you have the ability to influence change, and the annual meeting is a vote from the floor. Now you got to understand the rules for that. Those rules are important, just because there are certain people who can and cannot make a motion. So what'll happen is you'll fill out the NITMAM notice of intent to make a motion. You'll file that, and then a NITMAM it has to be certified. And at the annual meeting, everybody know how many certified amending motions exist, and then everybody in the audience will have a chance to vote on those certified amending motions. Now, everybody in the audience who has been a member of NFPA for at least 6 months. So if you plan to attend the annual meeting next year, make sure you are an NFPA member, because then NFPA members who have been a member for at least 6 months can vote from the floor of the annual meeting. So please keep in mind that you have that opportunity, but you need to be a member to be able to vote from the floor. So if you're planning on going, please become an NFPA member. I'm going to see how this works. So there's my note down below. I can go live at any time this week, so please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I will probably be streaming to YouTube only. I don't know. Depends on my bandwidth. So please join in, and I look forward to seeing you this week. All right? So I at least wanted to let everybody out there know. Get over to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@TDUnplugged. Check that out. We'll be going live this week, various times during the week, and hopefully sometimes I'll have guests. I'm going to do what I can to get as many people involved as I can. So please join in, and don't forget to chat it up, put comments in, and all that jazz. All right. Got a lot of work to do yet today. It is 9 o'clock here in California and Los Angeles area. We are in, where are we at? We are in second draft. I know we're in a Marriott, but we are in Torrance, California. Torrance, Torrance, California. So hopefully we will catch you, hopefully here. If you are here, look me up. Please do that. I would look forward to seeing you and chatting it up a little bit. All right? I'll be in panel 2 and panel 10 for sure. I'll be sitting at the table. But other than that, I'll be probably floating around different code panels. I'm hopefully going to address maybe one or more of the code panels. Depends. I don't know if I need to or not. I'm going to get my updates as we speak. All right, everybody. All right, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for joining in. Hopefully, I will see you here at the second draft meetings here at in Torrance, California. Hey, Ryan. We will see you soon, my brother. I don't know when you get in, Ryan, but hopefully soon. I got in yesterday, actually. Came in a little early. Actually, I screwed up a bunch of stuff. I screwed my hotel reservation up. I booked my flight for yesterday, my hotel for today, but they were flexible. This is a good hotel. These people were very, very nice to me. So hopefully see you soon. I think you're on 18. I'm assuming you come in today. Most everybody will be coming in today, probably after 12 o'clock. My flight landed yesterday at 12:30, and it went well. Oh, you get in tonight around 5. All right. Well, that should be good. We'll have to see you tonight. I have a meeting with my chair of Code Making Panel 2, Mr. Humphreys, and we're meeting in. I'm not sure where we're going to meet at, but we're going to be talking. All of the task group chairs are meeting. So you're on 3 and 17. So 3 and 17, you will be meeting. Oh, so you start Monday. You start Monday like I do. And 17, you got the same schedule as I do, man. Doesn't this suck? I mean, you're going to be here. So you're here at the very beginning of the first week and the very end of the second week. I don't know when you fly out, but I'm flying out Sunday the 27th because I don't know how late Code Panel 10 is going to go. We got 3 days to get all of our work done, and that is absolutely going to be. It's going to be a challenge to get all of that work done in 3 days. And debates, I personally, I don't like to cut debates short, but I don't know. But you'll like the rooms here. I think the rooms are nice. I mean, I didn't get anything special. That's for daggone sure. I know some. Yeah, 2 full weeks. Ryan's here. He's going to be here for 2 full weeks. It's going to be, it's going to be interesting, brother. 2 freaking full weeks. Man, oh day. We're going to have to go live together. We'll have to maybe on Sunday. I'll set my camera. I got both cameras with me. So I have my main camera and I brought my extra camera so we can, and I got a battery pack for it. I got both tripods. Ryan, we should be able to set up somewhere and get 2 cameras and get a few people online. I got my switcher, got my stream deck with me, so I am ready to see what we can share with the world who isn't here. But my plan is to try to go live in the evenings or during the day. I mean, you never know. I'm mobile. I am absolutely mobile. Trying to make it as easy as possible. So I set up here in my room for this morning, and I've been working on my committee meetings. And you know what I'm doing now, Ryan? I don't know if you've done this, but I'm going through, and I know I should have had this done, but it's just been a real busy, hectic couple weeks. But and I mean, they didn't give us much time to go through all the different task groups. So I've got 2 and 10 to think about, but I'm focusing on 2 right now. So I am going down through each of the task group work. And what I'm doing, I don't know if Ryan, if you do this, but I'm creating a separate document that has all of the changes that are being proposed that we're going to be voting on, because I've got tweaks I have to make. For example, on one, for ground fault protection of equipment, they added an A and B, but they didn't give a title to A and B. And I believe by the style manual, we need, for first level subdivisions, you need a title for that section. and we don't have a title. So I am basically showing what the task group has recommended, and then I am overlaying on top of that the motions I'm going to be making from the table to fix some of the language. I'm just doing that for what has passed. I know you had a public comment, and I got to go look and see. I think they resolved one of your public comments on in 210.52. You were wanting to change that part 3 to optional and required. And I know they rejected your change because it wasn't in the task group report as indicated as a change. But the challenge that we have a correlating issue because we have language in that part that says optional, and you can't, because part 3 only applies to required outlets. So I've got to put some thoughts into what I'm going to be doing today is trying to put some thought into how do I fix that. And I wish I could have done that earlier, but time constraints, you know how they are. So I've got to go through and see why it is what it is. I don't know if that's on me or what. Hey, Mr. Snyder, what is up, my friend? Hopefully you are enjoying your Sunday and not traveling abroad. But all is well here. I'm out here in California, and we are working on second draft. But you're right, Brian. You're absolutely right. The title of 3 is problematic, and I'm going to wipe my lens. There we go. It wasn't a speck. I got a speck somewhere. Anyway, yeah, it's on my freaking monitor. I got to clean my monitor. It looks like it's a... Anyway, hope I didn't hurt my monitor. But yes, the title of part 3 is absolutely an issue, and they didn't resolve it. They rejected your change, but they didn't fix the problem. So I'm thinking the other option is to move it over to part 1. I think that makes sense to me, but I don't know how. I don't know what we're going to do with that. Willie, you're working on fantasy football. So winning at fantasy football. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Who won the Penn State game yesterday? I didn't check it out. I was watching it last night. Yesterday, I walked around here, Ryan. I walked around. I found a grocery store because I'm going to be here for 2 weeks. So I want to go over and get a thing of water. And I'm going to get a bunch of bottled water for the room. But I was walking around trying to find a place to eat, and I found this place. It's something 50-50. I can't. The 50-50 is they make their hamburgers 50% out of meat, 50% out of bacon. Oh my God. I didn't have a 50-50 burger. I had a regular burger. But I walked like 2 miles just to try to find a restaurant. And don't use the maps. I was using the map online on my phone and looking for, there was supposed to be a wings place. I was going to go get some wings. And I walked all over that. There's a mall right across the street. I walked all through there, all over there, right where it says. And I even asked the information desk, and they said they never heard the place. So, and it's right there on the map. So anyway, you got to love it. But yeah, there's a grocery store about a 8-minute walk. It's not too bad. Penn State won. You gotta be kidding me! Wow, they pulled that one out. When I left that restaurant, it was Ty and who were they playing? South Carolina. It's South Carolina State, right? I think it is. But South Carolina got a touchdown and the extra point. So they were up by 7 points. And what you're telling me is and there was like 3 minutes or 4 minutes left in the game. Man, that must have been a good one. I wish I would have came back and turned it on, but I had another 3 hours to walk at that point. But anyway, so this week I'm hopefully going to be able to share what's going on. USC, University of South Carolina. Yep, that's who they were playing. So they were playing USC. Excellent. Yep. So that's what's going on this week. It's going to be, or these next 2 weeks, it's going to be a tough 2 weeks. There's a lot going on. My head is going to explode because of all of the code stuff that we're going to be talking. I'm still working on panel 2 for this week. There's a lot of stuff going on load calculations. There are some challenges in load calculations that I think are warranted. We're doing a lot more with it's Southern California. That's Southern California. I was saying South Carolina. That's why I was watching it. It was Southern California, and they were probably playing right in Southern California because I know they weren't playing at Penn State. Okay, that makes sense then. That makes sense. All right, so anyway, there is a lot going on this week. All right? But Article 220 or 120, there are a lot of changes that are being proposed to address demand factors for, like, when you have multiple appliances, like say you have multiple dryers, things like that. We got the healthcare guys and gals looking at making changes to the receptacle loads, to give demands for receptacle loads, which is, I think that's challenging right off the bat. I mean, unless it's an individual branch circuit that's going to a specific load, how do you know what's going to be plugged in, right? So that's my challenge with some of that stuff. But in any case, those are the things that you got to think about when we get into the load calculations. But so Article 120 is going to see some changes. I think at the end of the day, we're going to see some changes. Overcurrent protective device, we're getting rid of branch circuit overcurrent protective device, that term, because it is confusing a lot of people, a lot of very smart people. So we're getting rid of the term branch circuit overcurrent device, and we're calling it an overcurrent protective device, OCPD. And then we created a section, this is a Panel 10 effort, created a section to address what are the appropriate OCPDs out there, right? So, for example, an overcurrent protective device for protecting a feeder or a service or whatnot, I can't use a supplementary device for that. So we're adding that clarity. So that ought to be a good discussion. But these next 2 weeks on my channel and probably on IAEI's YouTube channel as well are going to be focused on NEC 2026. And hopefully I'll get a few of our IAEI members to sit down and do some discussion and talk about some of the changes that are going on. All right? All right, everybody. So anyway, I'm in a hotel room again. Wish I was home. Enjoying the colors and the falling leaves and all that good stuff. But in any case, NFPA second draft meetings going on this next 2 weeks. Stay tuned on our... yeah, Willie. So it's true. There were a bunch of public comments on GFCIs from a compatibility perspective. So... what they ended up doing, we're introducing the HF. There's a lot of changes around the special purpose GFCI as well, Class C, D, and E. And, Nihad had a very good he had a good concern about how we use the terms ground fault, circuit interrupter, special purpose GFCI. I don't know that we can fix it this cycle because it has some ramifications throughout. So we're going to be proposing a GFCI task group to take a look across all of the code panels, the language and how those terms are used, because what we've identified on panel 2 through Nihad's work is that we should be saying you can use a Class C, Class D, Class A, or Class E GFCI, not special purpose. So I think our end goal, which probably won't be this cycle, probably be next cycle, is to call out specifically throughout the NEC. You can use a Class A device here. You can use a Class C, D, or E device, and get away from using the words special purpose. And then GFCI, defining GFCI as a generic term as a device that provides protection for personnel from shock. It will make more sense, and then you can provide those exceptions or permissions to use, say, a Class C device, which may not be as sensitive to those electronics. And then you have the HF in all of those as well. So the standard for GFCIs in general are going to be introducing the HF solution to address any of those compatibility concerns. And I know most manufacturers either have a product already or a product definitely in design. So, hey, Alan Bernstein, welcome, brother. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. And Alan, I know you and we've been trying to cross paths, and every time I get a chance, I get clobbered by a meeting. And these next 2 weeks, I'm looking at my calendar, and man, oh day, I'll tell you what, Alan, I just deleted something, and undo. Alan, how do I get to my calendar? Oh, there it is, calendar. They changed the app. As I look at my calendar, it's no longer double booked. Double booking yourself is for amateurs, okay? Double booking yourself is for amateurs, Alan. Triple booking and quadruple booking, that is where it's at. I mean, you're not living until you triple or quadruple book yourself on the same day. All right? Now, the problem I have is that in some of these cases, I'll get an email where someone says, hey, can you, I don't know, do whatever. And it may not even be an in-person, like I got to fly somewhere. It'll be a meeting. And they don't send a meeting invite. And you're like, well, wait a second, it's not in my calendar. If it's not in my calendar, I don't know that I've triple or quadruple booked myself. Okay? So that's my challenge. And oh my goodness, I'll tell you what, it is hilarious. So Willie, does it limit the duration of the shock? The HF, all the HF does is an approach to handle the high frequency leakage currents. Now, what we do know is the higher the frequency, the less chance you're going to have that the current passes through the body. It'll go around the outside of the body. Remember, your skin is a high resistance. So, Willie, it's not a time thing. It's more of an exclusion thing. It's to say, look, how do you handle these higher levels of frequencies? And Fred Reyes, I think he came up with a really good approach to addressing the buckets and still not have a heart go into defibrillation. So That's sort of where that's at. Doesn't prevent shock. Well, nothing prevents shock. Nothing does. Nothing in the face of the earth will prevent shock outside of you not touching it. That will prevent shock. Establish an electrically safe work condition, and you can prevent electrical shock. Skin effect strikes again. Yes, it does. Absolutely. It goes on the outside of the skin. You know what's really interesting, Alan? I have to find it. I have a document. I'm going to try to find it on my iPad. So, I found a iCloud. iCloud is thinking. So this new app I'm using is called eCam. I'm really liking it, Alan. I mean, I can do I can do these down here on the bottom and fly it in and fly it out and all that good stuff. And it works in more than one way. And that works in more than one way. Absolutely. Here we go. So if I go to Documents and I go to Organization, and I believe it's because this is a safety thing, I go to @NFPA, which is at the top because it's sorted by date, and I go to 70E, and I go to Presentation. All right, so now there is a document that I have that, there's shock. That's a video on shock. There's a PDF document I have that goes back to the 30s that how do I do type? There's size. I'm going to go by name. I believe it wasn't the Dalziel study. It was prior to the Dalziel study. There it is, as it pertains to the electric fence. So there was some research done, electric shock as it pertains to the electric fence. Now, what was really cool in here, when they talk about frequency, let's do a search. Frequency, here we go. If I do, how do I do search? I go like this, and where is the search? Do that, frequency, F-R-E-Q-U. It was down here. All right, so if I do, let's do this. Frequency. I don't want to select. I just want to search. Oh, here we go. F-R-E-Q-U-E-N-C-Y, frequency. There is 30 hits on frequency. Okay. Several measurements, so that's not it. Frequency of interruption, that's not it. Whoop. Laboratory, here we go. Look at this. All right. I want you to look at this, Alan. Me iPad. So, laboratory tests. They've got Kuenhoven, Hooker, and Lotz. As a result of their experiments upon dogs found the average value of current necessary to produce fibrillation at a frequency of 1,260 cycles per second was more than 12 times the value at 60 cycles. So as the frequency goes up, the impact, it takes more current to have the same impact that a 60 hertz signal does have. And D'Arsonval, and when I heard when I read this, my reference to D'Arsonval, I remember when I was a kid, my uncle would say, go get the D'Arsonval meter. and it was a black Simpson basically, and I think it was a Simpson, but he called it the D'Arsonval meter. Anyway, 1892 found that he could withstand as much as 3 amps without ill effects at a frequency which ranged from 4,000 to 1,000,000 cycles. 3 amps. So we know that the higher the frequency, the less impact it has on the human body. And what Fred Reyes is trying to do, and Fred's with UL, and he's the subject matter expert for GFCIs. What he tried to do in his public comment, or not his public comment, on his changes to UL 943, and he can hold 3 amps. I don't want to. It's exactly right. He can do it. Just think about what he put himself through. Just think about what he put himself through, you know? That is just, that's when you, so here's the thing. Here's my thought process. When you really understand something and you say, you know what? I'm going to prove it, and you subject yourself to this, that's insane. That's insane. So we know we have this data as test items, and there are others in here too. I found other examples. Here you go. Nope, that's not it. 1.28 Corey 14. Yeah, so there's a whole host of others at 60 cycles. There were other tests that were done at 60. Remember, this is in the 30s. I'm not talking 70s with Dalziel or 60s. This is 30 or 40 years before Dalziel did his research. So, and even further back, I mean, when did D'Arsonval? D'Arsonval did his in 1892. Wasn't that when Columbus sailed the ocean blue? Willie Snyder, I think that it's a challenge of CMP2 because what do we do for equipment that is not compatible because they don't install it is hard to compatible because don't install it is hard to tell our customers. You have to ask yourself, why is it not compatible? Put it this way, Alan, Willie. If it's a high frequency issue, going down the ground, it's on the ground, so it's and remember the enclosure of that whatever is carrying current because it's all bonded. Okay. When we implement, which we are going to implement, this HF solution, if it's not compatible with the HF solution, you're probably leaking current at 60 hertz, which means the standard for that product comes into question. And all of those standards for all of those products are changing as we speak and moving forward. The products that I've got a 59 Wurlitzer jukebox. Works perfectly fine on GFCI. I had a GE monitor top, which I think was from the 20s. Worked perfectly fine. I sold that. I have a refrigerator. It was co-branded between General Motors and Frigidaire. I think I can't remember I think it was Frigidaire who makes the refrigerator. It's an old from the 50s, and it was a General Motors and them got together. I would love to repaint that thing like a color from a General Motors vehicle, but it's white and it's got scratches on it because we had moving people that did not do a good job. But in any case, it's not dented. But in any case, those work fine. It's the new technologies, which are your high frequency, which are like your variable frequency drive type solutions. And really, the manufacturer of those devices can address this. They can. They elect not to. And Alan will know this for sure, and you probably know this too, Willie. When you want to clean up a signal, what do? We put capacitors in. And instead of going from line to ground to the grounded conductor, they go to the equipment grounding conductor. And that's just not what we do. We shouldn't do that as engineers. We shouldn't design. And then the argument is, well, these are 240 products and we don't pull a neutral. Well, then you require a neutral to be pulled to that appliance. We did that for what? This place is full of them, these motion sensors. We prohibit the use of a motion sensor. We require you to pull a grounded conductor to these light switches because you may put in a light switch that has electronics, which is very highly likely that you're going to do that. And where does it get its power? From line to neutral. When you don't have the neutral, where does it get its power? From line to ground. We prohibited that. For those little tiny devices, think about what we're saying for larger appliances. And many of these larger appliances have water in there too. And if you go to Consumer Product Safety Commission, there's data to show a body count. So maybe the right thing is to say no to your customer. I don't know. But if it's a high frequency issue, you tell your customer, go buy the HF product, and that will be compatible. At least that's where my head's at. And I know it's a controversial topic, but that's why I love to talk about it. So, all right, guys, I am going to get back to work. I'm just realizing my coffee is just about done. And so this and a little muffin, $11. No, I'm sorry, $13. I don't know where my receipt is. I have a receipt here somewhere. It's expensive here in California, Alan. Here it is. That was $11, $10.62. $10.62 for a cup of coffee and a small muffin. All right, ladies and germs. Oh, Willie Snyder, I didn't see your note. LED drivers are the biggest issue you have seen. LED drivers, that's the first for me. I've not seen an LED driver issue. Send that over to me. Send it over. I'd love to hear about it. We had a bunch of issues on high-rise. We did. Thanks for the conversation, sir. Thank you, Willie. Yes, Alan, I did buy inside the hotel, which I will not do again. But, you know, going downstairs for a cup of coffee, there is a Denny's just down the road, which I am probably going to do from, well, during the week, there's no going out to get breakfast. It is you get up, get downstairs, get your spot, get at the table, and hopefully NFPA has free coffee outside. And I should have brought, which I might go buy today. I got to go to the grocery store today. I might buy one of those, a mug, like a Yeti cup. I should have brought mine. Bobby Joe is going to shoot me when I get home with another Yeti cup. Alan, I have so many Yeti cups. She is furious at me. I bring home a new one because, you know, you go to these events and someone gives you a thank you and they give you a Yeti cup with their logo on it. Oh my gosh. So what we did was we had an intervention moment where we said, okay, we're going to go through all of those, and whatever is not a Yeti, we're canning, because the other ones they're not very effective. Just say that. So then what we did, we went down through and made that happen. But now I'm getting to a point where I've got a lot of Yetis and I don't want to just throw those away. Goodwill and tax deduction. Yes, it's exactly right. We had a whole box of them. Absolutely. All right, everybody. This whole week, don't forget, I will be going live, and throughout the week, we're going to pick times. Hopefully, I'll have some guests. I brought both cameras. I got both cameras with me. I got my Sony. I don't know what this is. It's a Sony with my small rig. I got a battery pack so I can go mobile. And I got a power supply here. Boom. So in any case, I am loaded for bear. So please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're not watching this on YouTube, if you're on LinkedIn, I may or may not be able to because my feed. All right, everybody. Thanks, Alan and Will, Mr. Snyder, for joining in. And Ryan Jackson, too. Ryan's probably on his way. A lot of people are going to be showing up here around 12 and later, so I think I'm going to probably go out to the grocery store around noon. But I'm going to get some work done. Thanks for watching in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and please stay healthy. See you soon.